Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Crystal Phelps, and I am the Momentum Festival Manager with the Arts Commission. I'm really delighted to be able to share some virtual content with you tonight from the University of Toledo Black Theater Ensemble and their premiere of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. So first off, I'd like to welcome Matt Foss.
Hi, Crystal.
How's it going?
Good. Thanks so much for hosting us tonight. As Crystal said, my name is Matt, and it's my privilege to teach at the University of Toledo. We're really excited to welcome in faculty and staff and teachers from the University of Toledo, as well as the Black Theater Ensemble and their classmates and peers at the University of Toledo Department of Theater Film. Hey, everyone.
Hey.
So you're going to see a lot of faces. There's students here. There's teachers from the Department of Theater and Film. We have collaborators across the university, the Department of Communications. We have local community members and artists. So they're excited to share their project with you and answer some of your questions. Crystal, or those of you who are on the stream on Facebook. I think we got everyone here. There they go. They're turning on their cameras now.
Awesome. Well, I'm
turn my camera.
So excited that you all are here tonight. I think maybe just to get started, if we want to do some quick intros. Matt, do you want to lead those just so we can get a sense of who's here and what their role is?
Great. Why don't we start with the writing team? Alexandria and Carlos, why don't you introduce yourself, year in school, and what you did as writers, and then any other roles you worked on the production.
I'll go first. Hi, my name is Carlos Washington. I'm a senior here at the University of Toledo. I'm a theater major with a concentration in performance. I co-wrote 20K Leagues with Matt Foss and Alexandria Rayford West, and I also performed as Professor Aronnax.
Hi, I am Alexandria. I help do some writing alongside Matt and Carlos. I play Captain Nemo in the show, and I also worked on some choreography, and I completely left out my major. I am a senior performance theater major and a creative writing minor.
On your screen, you can see John Adama, our director of photography from the Department of Communications. Brad Scherzer, our art director and coordinator, who also did scenic design. Steven Sikowski just popped in. He's a faculty member at UT and our lighting designer. Bailey Flint played assorted roles over there. He is a graduate student at the University of Toledo and the punter on the football team. So you'll be seeing him soon. Nicole Martin is a first-year student, played Captain Farragut. Kiesia is driving, so I hope you're safe, Kiesia. She's a first-year student as well. And Aaron Coyne, who played a number of roles and is also a leader of the Black Theater Ensemble. Becca Lustig was one of our camera members and part of the directing team. And a few others might be popping in here as well. While we wait for folks, Alexandria, Carlos, and Aaron, would you tell us a little bit about the Black Theater Ensemble and maybe the impulse to try to start this project this summer?
So the Black Theater Ensemble, with this group, we were hoping to create a space within the department where our goal is really to help bring voices of color and Black voices into the department more. Theater can be a little Eurocentric, and over a lot of things happened within the quarantine period, and one of those things being the death of George Floyd made it caused an outrage in a demand of justice for social justice, and it's something that members of BTE have felt forever, but we felt like now, with it being something that everybody was paying attention to and trying to take part in actively, that a show like this would be really cool. And the first chance we had to jump on something like this and to help out with something like this.
And then Carlos, could you tell a little bit about the idea to adapt this and what that process was like?
Adapting this story was actually a whole lot of fun, and I learned a lot during the process. It was originally a novel, and we adapted it into a screenplay, which is one of Matt Foss's specialties. Um, and during that process, we chose the story specifically, as Alexandria said, because of its relevancy to our current social justice issues and uplifting the voices of the downtrodden, specifically African Americans. And the writing process was very collaborative, and it was trying to figure out how to word it correctly. We really shaped a lot of the content, and we wanted to keep just the most crucial parts of the story for the script, as to produce a production that really hit home to all of the messages and the symbolism within the story, while still um, maintaining a theatrical medium, I suppose.
Oh, what was it about a novel written by a dead dude from France in the 1870s that actually brought out these themes? It wouldn't be the logical first choice, a novel about a submarine. What was it about this story, my friends, that made you thought that this might be something that could hold up a mirror to our time and place?
Yeah, this story is a bit of a mirror to our current situation, in the sense that even though it was written so long ago, there's so much of the content within it that is relevant today. And initially, when reading it, um, we I don't know if it was if we collectively had come to the understanding that this is a story that needs to be told now. But for me personally, when reading through it, um, initially I wasn't interested until we really got into Captain Nemo's story and into the crew of the Nautilus, and kind of this camaraderie and this unspoken truth that all of them hold within them. And for Professor Aronnax to kind of narrate this story, this adventure, this experience of kind of diving into Captain Nemo's world, um, was something that the second we really sat down and analyzed the story, we knew we had to do it.
Alexandria, anything in your experience of writing? Then you also played a large role as a part of the directing team and choreographing. What was unique about Nemo's story, particularly from your point of view, playing Nemo? And then what was it like? This is a pretty unconventional play. We rehearsed about 3 days a week so that we had a lot of separation and distance. We pre-recorded all the sounds so that we could make sure that we stayed masked and weren't spreading. And then we shot it in 2 days. So maybe some of the themes, like Carlos was saying, and then what was it like to build this from the ground up with the teaching learning ensemble at the University of Toledo?
And say for me, sitting down and reading 20,000 Leagues, I think I feel I connected with Nemo wholeheartedly. It was a story that instantly just felt like something relevant. And Captain Nemo has a line. He's like, that human life is one from the land of the oppressed, and until my last breath, I remain a native of that same land. And that line was like a punch to the gut. Um, it's something that I've always felt wholeheartedly since I've been little. So playing Nemo was really personal role for me. It was great to be able to kind of come out and perform something like that without kind of having to read out a diary piece. As far as building the show, yeah, the collaboration was great. Although the first few days we were talking about it and just kind of sitting and talking on the phone and over Zoom, um, about how we wanted to about how we wanted to how we wanted to bring forth, just is this important as with this being something, with us wanting this to be a mirror, are these points relevant? Is this something that's important? Is this something that that sits home with you, but that other people will be able to understand? I think there was a lot of time, and even as we went on through the process, times we were like, okay, this might be really cool, but we still have to remember what we're trying to say with this show. Is this what we're doing now still, is it still saying what we want it to say? I think that was very interesting about building it from the ground up. There was always we had a mission, and so it was very easy to always be like, okay, this is what we want to do. So going back, are we still doing that? That was a very interesting aspect, and it was helpful keeping that in mind, working on any directing or the choreography, wanting it to be a different culture from maybe what Aaron Axe's character was used to, but still having it be a part of the same world, much like what we were speaking to with the show. Nemo is different, but he's still in the same world. And for the social justice aspect, it's all part of the same huge world, but there's this difference there. And I think making sure that we got that while still keeping our voices relevant was a big part of it. And that was very interesting to get to keep and do and add on to as we built the show.
We have time for probably just a few more questions before we drop the link so people can watch. We have a lot of different collaborators, students, faculty, and community artists. Any thing you'd like to share that was unique about this process, things you were excited about, or things that you learned especially during this unprecedented time and trying to create a model that could have an urgent conversation while also maintaining very urgent needs in terms of safety? Anyone's experiences they want to share?
So I think the sort of given circumstances of the time in how we are right now, especially with COVID and how prevalent it is in the community, you see a lot of people are not able to go out and do a lot of these sorts of things. We struggled, and Matt had to fight for us to be able to get into working spaces. And for a lot of the time throughout the rehearsal process with this, we would have to split up into multiple groups all around the outside of the building. And then even when we were recording it, if you weren't in the scene, you are not in the room at the time. So it was definitely a very interesting process to kind of be involved in, as well as the fact that the way that we had recorded it all, with it being both kind of, we're still doing live theater, we're doing live theater because we have the live, the cameras right there, but then it's also got this film aspect to it. And it was really interesting, fun, and a great experience for us all, I think.
Great. So Crystal just put in a question from Facebook Live. Out of the many challenges, what do you think were the hardest to overcome? So the students, anything pops to mind out of all the challenges? This is a great question. What do you think was the hardest to overcome?
I'll say for me, choreographing, I felt like I kept really wanting to show camaraderie through touch. I know one very difficult thing for me, we were very adamant on making sure we stayed safe and separated. And so kind of speaking in a way that, like, okay, this is the kind of justice that we need, came naturally. But working on choreography, being like, okay, we have to make sure we stay separated and we do this, was surprisingly difficult for me to work through.
Great. John, our director of photography, if you've seen a University of Toledo football game or a basketball game, you most likely seen John and his students work. John, any unique challenges of using your skills to shoot a play, a live theatrical event rather than a live sporting event?
Not necessarily for me. I've done these types of things before. Before coming to UT, I did a number of productions at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. But from a standpoint of my students, it was definitely new. And you know, when we do sports productions, there's a lot of, in this situation, you shoot this. In this situation, you frame your shot this way. And I think me telling them, just be creative and do stuff and make it look good is a little bit different from what they're used to hearing. So I think that was probably very challenging for the students running camera. But I thought they adapted very well and did an excellent job with it and had a lot of great material to work with from the actors.
Great. Crystal, is it about time maybe to drop the link for everyone on Facebook?
Yeah, so we can wrap it up here. I'm sure that folks will probably add more questions in the Facebook Live video. That is where this video will live. So if
Right.
any of you want to pop in there and answer any questions or add any dialogue, you are more than welcome to. And Matt, I just wanted to thank you and all of your wonderful actors, participants, crew, cast, and everything for letting us premiere this as part of the Momentum Festival with the Arts Commission. I am just absolutely delighted to be able to share this outwardly, and thank you all for your hard work. Yes, let's dive in. I'll drop the Vimeo link in there, and then hopefully we can all circle back and talk more at another date.
That'd be great. Thanks, Crystal. And thanks to the University of Toledo, and particularly the College of Arts and Letters, and the Department of Theater and Film, to the Black Theater Ensemble, the Department of Communications. And thanks to the Arts Commission for being willing to take a shot on us and help us. Your support really made this happen. Budgets are stretched and times are difficult. And we're so excited for you all to have a front row seat of what we get to see every day down at the Center of Performing Arts. And when we can gather again, I hope you'll come over and check out some of the exceptional work. Someone whose work you'll see tonight, they may be down painting right now. Yusuf Latif created video sequences, and a lot of the grant work went to commission his work. Brad Scherzer as well, who's a local artist. You'll see a lot of his work, but also a lot of coordination and production. So you'll see Yusuf's mural downtown, and you can see some of his work tonight on 20,000 Leagues.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much, and we will talk more soon.